For our Wednesday waddle this morning, we're going to begin our walk at Shardlow Marina. There's my little boat just in the background, and we're going to have a walk up the Trent and Mersey Canal down to the upper Trent. We're going to cross over the bridge and walk down the upper Trent as far as Shardlow Floodgate. I want to have a look to see what the state of play is with the river before I set out on a journey on the boat. So this is bridge number 3 on the Trent and Mersey Canal. There's a nice little house for sale there with a beautiful garden that backs onto the canal. So this is Shardlow Floodgate, and although the gates are open at the moment, you'll see that the red light is on and it's saying that it's not recommended to proceed beyond this point due to flood conditions. And this is our route up out of the marina. This is the entrance to Chapel Farm Marina on the Trent and Mersey. It's quite an idyllic spot. There are quite a lot of narrowboats moored up at the side of the canal here, just before the Derwent Lock number 1. I guess some of them are sitting it out whilst the floodwaters go down on the Trent. The lock at Derwent Lock is just about passable. Looking at the river level, it's just now going below the red and it's into the orange, which means it can be operated, and there are a couple of boats just about to go up the lock and make use of it. Okay, we're now at the mouth of the Trent and Mersey Canal. I know that because there's a sign there that says so. But next to it, you've also got the mouth of the Derwent River, which comes all the way from the Peak District, through Matlock, through Derby, ends up here where it joins the River Trent, which is why at this point you can get some quite strong currents, because you've got the water coming down from the canal and you've got the water coming down from the Derwent, and then to my right you've also got all the water coming down from the River Trent. And when the River Trent is in flood further up, and eventually, you know, it's going to come down this area here and all end up in this very large basin. It's actually very, very calm today, and it's not raining for once, so it's given a bit of a chance for the water levels to go down. So at this point I wouldn't have any hesitation in coming up here on the Swamp Duck and going up the Trent and Mersey. It's just a matter of what we find further down on the River Trent as we head towards Sawley. Sawley Church is just over there in the background, so we'll go over the bridge and walk down that way. Now that's a really good sight to see. There's a narrow boat which is just heading towards us, coming up towards either going up the Upper Trent or they're going up the Trent and Mersey, but they will have come from Sawley, so they've come through the floodgates, which means that the floodgates are okay. They are obviously able to be opened. If they weren't, they would be chained shut. So we'll go and have a look at them. So here we have the Upper Trent. It is flowing quite a bit, but it's not so much that it's perturbing these swans, and we're just making easy work of paddling. I'm sure the Swamp Duck will manage quite well. It is a sea-going vessel after all. So I'm taking these shots from the other side of the river now. So on my left we've got the Upper Trent. Straight in front of me we've got the Trent and Mersey. And then to the right we have the mouth of the River Derwent. And it all looks quite calm. The peace and tranquility of this area is broken by two things. We've got this large pipe bridge. I think it takes a gas pipe over the River Trent. And then just in the background, if I zoom in, you can see lots of traffic going backwards and forwards, and that's the M1 motorway, which also goes over the River Trent. And beyond that we will find a weir which takes the River Trent off to the left, and then there is a cut through, the Sawley Cut, which will go straight on, and that's where we'll find the floodgates, and we want to see whether they are open or closed. They're obviously not chained, so if we don't have any more torrential rain then we should be okay to make a journey down to the Erywash Canal that I had planned. Just been checking the phone and had a message from the River Canal Trust, which says that the floodgates at Sawley are now open. Hooray! You just have to be careful and watch out for any debris that may have come down with the flood water. But having seen a boat come up here, it looks okay to me. Sandy, here's a good boy. Okay, so we're now walking at the side of the Shardlow Navigation, and this is my prime route which takes me down to the Trent, so I can go on from here up to Newark in that direction. It also enables me to gain access to the River Soar, which will take me down to Leicester initially, and also it takes me up the Erewash Canal, which is the one that I want to complete. I did start it, but did it in March time when it was very cold and the nights and the days were short. So I want to complete that one, get all the way up to Langley. So without this cut in operation, Swamp Duck is a bit limited as to where it can actually go. So we're just coming up to the Shardlow Floodlocks, which are now officially open and able to be used. There are some people who would perhaps ignore the advice of the Canal and River Trust and use this anyway if the padlocks are not on, that is. But just a word of caution is that if the Canal and River Trust have issued a stoppage notice and you choose to ignore it, then I'm afraid your insurance will be null and void, and in the event of you having some sort of difficulty, if you want to make a claim, you're really wasting your time. Today's Wednesday waddle is very much a linear walk, so we've just retraced our footsteps, except when we got to Derwent Lock, there's this very nice cycle path which takes you back up to Shardlow and just cuts a little bit off the walk so we can get back to the marina, and also avoids a flock of swans which are on the towpath at the moment. It's been a lovely walk, and I highly recommend these walks by canals. Some fantastic views, and if you're interested in boats, you've got the added advantage of extra interest. So thanks for watching, and catch you again soon.